welcome to the Daily Insights That Matter. We begin today's DITM by discussing about the India-UK FTA negotiations, which are on their concluding stages. India and the UK recently concluded the fifth round of the discussions for a free trade agreement which is aimed to boost trade and investment relations between the two countries. While the FTA is on track to be signed by October 2022, we try to decode its potential and understand what it means for India. A free trade agreement is a formal and a mutual agreement between two or more countries which is signed with the aim to minimize the barriers to imports and exports of goods and services amongst them. India and the UK have been actively engaged in bilateral trade for years and have formed a multi-dimensional strategic partnership over time. Currently, the bilateral trade between the two countries stands at approximately $50 billion. India is UK's 12th largest trading partner, while UK is the 7th largest export destination for India. The bilateral trade is largely dominated by services, which accounts for almost 70% of the overall trade. The aim is to double the bilateral trade of both goods and services between the two nations to about $100 billion by 2030. India currently has 13 FTAs in place with countries like Australia, UAE, Mauritius, and other multiple South Asian countries. We have covered the details of these agreements in our third Empire episode titled Why India Needs Free Trade Agreements, which was released on the 10th of July 2022. I would strongly urge you to take a look at it to understand the relevance of FTAs better. While it is assumed that the FTA with the UK will be delayed due to the political turmoil in the UK post Boris Johnson's retirement as the Prime Minister, the conclusion of the latest round of discussions with the hope of the formal agreement getting signed in October 2022, which by the way is also the initial timeline which was set out at the start of the discussions back in Jan 2022, is testimony to the fact that India and the UK are prioritizing the FTA and are moving at a fast pace to get the agreement signed at the earliest. Another interesting point to note is that the FTA between India and the UAE was signed in record time of 3 months from the time that the discussions had begun. The FTA discussions with the UK have also been fast-paced since they started in Jan 2022. The Reserve Bank of India is set to launch the digital rupee, which is India's own central bank digital currency, in this fiscal year itself. The CBDC is expected to be launched in a phased manner, initially only to be used by wholesale businesses. Retail CBDCs are issued for the general public like you and I, and non-banking entities. Wholesale CBDCs are going to be used by banking institutions only. Now, if you're aware, the talks of a digital currency issued by the RBI have been going on since late 2020. However, the RBI first announced its plans in 2021. Union Finance Minister Shri Nirmala Sitharamanji officially launched the CBDC project on the 1st of Feb 2022. If you're wondering whether CBDC is a cryptocurrency, it is not. It is just a solution for a problem which both cryptocurrencies and physical cash have. About that, do know that the problem of physical cash is costs like the printing and that of production. The RBI has noted that since India has a high GDP to currency ratio, CBDC will allow sustained use of banknotes for small ticket transactions, while the larger transactions can be carried out using the CBDC. CBDC will be implemented to reduce risks and expenses associated with managing physical currency, as well as those associated with phasing out of the printed notes, logistics, transportation, and insurance. The move to launch a digital currency is a good and an ambitious one, as it will further digitalize India's financial systems. But the government must guard against the risks and overcome the many challenges that it will face. Also, further need of clarity is there in terms of the concept, and there's also further education required, which we believe will be the key for CBDC's launch and success, and a lot of it will depend on how the whole concept will evolve in India. The iPhone 14 will be produced in India by Apple Inc. roughly 2 months from its initial sale. This will help close the gap between India and China's production capacities, but not entirely wipe it away. Apple has been working with suppliers to considerably scale up the manufacturing of iPhones in India and shorten the lag in production of new iPhones from the current time frame that it takes of 6 to 9 months lag as seen in the previous launches. Apple currently is looking for alternatives apart from China, given the ongoing conflicts between the US and the Chinese government, and also due to the extended lockdowns in China, which have disrupted economic activities. While the eventual goal is to manufacture and ship the new iPhones from both the countries simultaneously without any lag as per reports, Apple and Foxconn believe that a simultaneous start may not be realistic this year, as multiple process gaps need to be ironed out. Now, matching China's pace of iPhone production will be a major milestone for India, especially at a time when India is looking to make the most of the China Plus One policy, which is being adopted across the globe. So just imagine the next iPhone that you and I purchase may be manufactured in India for all you know. How cool is that? Now, what does all of this news mean for you? Despite political turmoil in the UK, the fact that the FTA talks between the UK and India have continued to proceed fast and are on track to be signed in October 2022 shows how India is focused on boosting foreign relations and foreign trade. This will have an indirect positive impact on you. Government, RBI, and the other stakeholders face a long road ahead when it comes to introducing a digital currency, since they must look into some important concerns that would give the CBDC its proper form. For time being, this will have an indirect neutral impact on you. While the simultaneous production and shipping of iPhones from India and China may take some time to become a reality, the reduction in the time lag from a 6 to 9 month period to 2 months only is a big milestone for India. This will have an indirect positive impact on you. In our efforts to bring you the insights that truly matter, this is Raj Mehta signing off, wishing you and your loved ones the very best. Thank you.
Did you like watching this video? Then download our app Informed Investor to watch more such informative and interesting videos.